What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today is tire change day. We got the Repsol bike up on the rear stand here. It's tire change day. Right now I have the Dunlop Q4s on here, but this rear tire is shot and needs to be changed out now. As you can see right here, the threads are showing. So, pretty bad. It's time to change them out, or it's been time to change them out actually on my last ride. But I got one last ride out of them, and now the threads are showing, and it's time to get these bad boys changed out. I did go with the Pirelli Angel GT tires. I really love those tires. I'll explain that in a second. But I do have them on my Gixxer 750, the 95. These still have a little bit of tread left on them. The centers are not nearly close to the threads just yet. I can probably finish out the season with these on here, and then after this riding season, go ahead and change these out. But honestly, I don't even know how long I've had these tires on there, which brings me to my next point about Pirelli Angel GT tires. They are a sport touring tire. They aren't a race tire like these Dunlop Q4s are, which wear out a lot faster than my Angel GT tires. I love those tires. I always ran Angel GT tires on this Gixxer 750, and I've always had the same exact result: long life, longevity life. I've had this bike, this Gixxer 750, for as long as I've had it. For that first video I made for you guys on this bike. But I've had it for that long, and I've only put, I think it's 2 or 3 sets of tires on this thing. And the one time it was only the rear tire. The front tire was still good. So 2 or 3 sets of tires on this for owning this bike as long as I've had it. That's pretty good for tire changings. So if I would have went with another Dunlop Q4 for this bike, I know I'm gonna have to keep changing the tires on this bike, and I don't want to do that. I like the kind of maintenance, almost maintenance-free kind of tire here, which is that Angel GT tire. So I went ahead on Cycle Gear, ordered a Angel GT tire for this bike. It is a 190 rear tire, 55 17-inch rim. So I'm about to go ahead and take this tire off, and then take this whole rim and tire up to Cycle Gear and have them throw on that new Angel GT tire for me. So I will see you guys at Cycle Gear. Real quick, guys, if you're a newbie doing this for the first time, what you want to check and make sure that when you bring your new tire back is that you check before you even take the tire off, is check where your notches are. See where your chain adjustment is on which notch. Mine is on the 5th notch, 1 2 3 4 5 on my left side where my chain is. This is how you tighten your chain. But check your notches on the actual rear swing arm of your bike, and then come over to the opposite side and check the same thing, and make sure they line up at the same number as you did on the other side. So again, mine is at notch number 5 here, counting from right to left, but on the other side is going to be left to right. That's how you're going to count it. Just make sure they're at the same, so when you come back and put your new tire on, both sides are at that same number, to let you know that your chain and your wheel and rim are straight in line with your bike. Because if you don't do that, and let's say you go on notch 3 here and notch 5 over here, your tire is going to be angled to the right a little bit, or angled to the left, depending on which number notch that you're on. And that's what you don't want. You want your chain to be straight just like you have it on there now, and you want your tire to be straight just like you have it on there now. So when you bring back your new tire, both will line up straight. Mine is on notch number 5 on this side and notch number 5 on the right side. So when I bring my new tire back, I want both of those to line up exactly on that same notch, and then have my new tire on there, and we're all set and good to go. So getting the nut off here, for 2015 CBR 1000 RRs, this is a 32 millimeter rear axle nut, bolt that you have to get off, and then when I get back with my new tire, I have my torque wrench right here set to 83 foot-pounds, and that is the torque spec for this rear axle nut. So let's go ahead and get this rear axle nut off and the tire and rim off. And then just note that there is one way to put this on, so just want to make sure before you take it all the way off, make sure you look at it just to make sure that you put it back on the exact same way along with your washer. So now I'm going to go ahead and poke this bolt out. So now that we got that out, now we have our chain coming off here. Okay guys, we got the rim and tire off. Just one quick thing, if you're a newbie with these CBRs, are these little spacers right here. You have to kind of remember how these fit inside of here, because there's no bolt holding on the actual sprocket, the rear sprocket. All it is these spacers, and then these little triangles here go in between these spacers. These little triangles fit right here in these spaces, and then these spacers kind of push out against these little triangles here to snug it up so that it's on there firm. But when I took the tire off, it kind of fell right here, and all these little spacers dropped on the ground. And I didn't know how they went back in here, but I figured it out after a little trial and error, and then kind of common sensely looking at it and seeing like the shape and everything. But the rear sprocket came off. I'm going to take these spacers out. Then we're going to load the rim and tire up onto the truck, and then we are headed to cycle gear. Okay guys, we are in the truck, all loaded up. Got the tire and rim back there. Got the flags are flying high on the way to cycle gear in North Olmsted. So I will see you guys at cycle gear. That's a pretty cool looking trike, guys. And just like that, we are at cycle gear, guys. About to head in here, get this tire changed. They said it'll be about 30 minutes for the tire change. So I'll see you guys when I head back out here. Okay, we are back. Got the tire in the back there, all secured and ready to go. Got the new tire on there, old tire sitting back there too. Also picked up this mini USB outlet to see if I can throw it on the CBR to charge my phone, because a couple of the guys and I are gonna be taking a Columbus trip here soon. Just want to make sure I can be able to charge my phone along the way if I got my GPS going, because I know that drains the battery and stuff. So went ahead and picked up this mini USB outlet to see how well that works and if it'll mount up where I want it to on the CBR. But I'll see you guys back at the garage. Okay guys, I've already got this started. I've got my brake caliper back on. There is a mechanism on this brake caliper that slides into this slot back here, so just make sure that is in correctly. And then remember, you got your washer first and then your nut. So just go ahead and tighten this or hand start that. Then you're ready to go ahead and ratchet it down and then torque it to spec, and then you're good to go. Before we torque the axle nut down, guys, On these CBRs, you have your chain adjustment. The bigger nut here is 12 millimeters, and the smaller nut here is a 10 millimeter. And remember, go ahead and make sure and count your notches. Again, I'm at 5 on my bike for my chain tightness. So I count it over to 5, left to right on this side, and then right to left on the other side. So I'm at notch 5 here, and I am at notch 5 on this side as well. So now I'm okay. That lets me know I'm okay to go ahead and torque my axle nut down, and it lets me know that my tire is straight and that my chain is straight, just like it was before I took the old tire off the bike. So if newbies, that's something for you guys to note before you go ahead and tighten down that axle nut. Okay guys, we are ready to go ahead and tighten down our axle nut screw here. And remember, we're going for 83 foot-pounds of torque. I've already got my torque wrench set to that. So now we have our torque axle nut screw torqued down to 83 foot-pounds for CBR 1000 RRs. This is a 2015, and that is pretty much it, guys. Now our brand new tire is on the bike and looking good. Again, this is a Angel GT tire, and that's it, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.